Hi, my name is Stephen Reich. I'm from an organization called Pokepress. Jordan, let's talk a little bit about your career here.
Absolutely.
So, how'd you get into voice acting?
So, for me, I was actually a theater actor beforehand. I did theater for high school and in college. And I had a buddy of mine who was into anime at the time in college. And he kind of introduced me. And having been someone who did theater, I noticed very quickly the voice acting when it came to anime. You know, we were watching some of the English dubs, and I was like, man, this looks pretty cool. Like, they don't have to memorize lines, they don't have to block scenes. And this seems like something that would be a lot of fun to at least try and get into. So I bought myself a microphone. I started practicing, and the rest was just kind of history. I ended up loving it and started auditioning, started taking classes, moved to Texas, and then eventually I was able to break into what was then Funimation, now Crunchyroll. And the journey was just absolutely incredible. I loved every minute of it.
And what were some of your first professional roles then?
Oh, goodness. Some of them, I'm trying to think. I know I got a chance to be a part of the game Smite. It's like a video game. I think Smite 2 is coming out. But for Smite, I remember getting cast as a character skin for Thoth. It was Vizier Thoth, who was based off of like a Skeksis from the Dark Crystal. So that was a lot of fun. And I remember just being super excited about booking that. I got called in for a little bit of wall-in bits, some of the background stuff for Black Butler, Book of the Atlantic, which was a movie that was getting a theatrical release, and ended up getting an audition for a show called Anime Gataris, which was a show that we dubbed back in 2017, and I got called in for an audition. Did the audition, didn't really think too much of it. Ended up getting called in for Walla and Bit's background stuff. And when I did my bit, the director ended up telling me, hey, so I actually cast you as one of the main ensemble cast members of the show. It's just I had you in for Walla and Bits because he only has one line in this episode. So you're gonna be coming back for sure. And I remember just being super excited about it. That was my first recurring role. That was my first named role, and it was something really special.
Now, as far as Pokemon goes, you did get an opportunity to voice Tierno in the Pokémon Masters mobile game.
Yes.
How did that come about, and what was the process like?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I remember, so I ended up getting an audition for it, and I just recorded something. I shot it out. Didn't think too much of it. I was like, hey, it'd be cool to get a chance to be a part of Pokemon in any capacity, just because that's something I grew up playing. It's something I grew up watching, me and my family, me and my brothers. So whenever I did the audition, I sent it out, and I heard back. They said, hey, listen, they liked what they heard. They would like to cast you as Tierno just in this project. Would you be interested? Of course I said yes. Like, why wouldn't you say yes to Pokemon? So we went in. This was still kind of during the pandemic era, so I didn't necessarily have to go into the studio, so we just remote recorded the session. And I remember, I think it took maybe like an hour and a half to record all the lines. And from there, they just, they were like, hey, thank you very much. This will be released at some point. And once it is, congratulations. So it was really cool getting a chance to be just a small part of Pokemon, especially considering the fact that I grew up with it.
Yeah, they do dribble out characters a couple times a year, including some very new ones. So it's interesting to hear that. What are some of your other recent roles?
Some other recent roles. So recently I was cast as Stark in Frieren Beyond Journey's End. That's a beautifully animated show. It's really, really good. A lot of people who I've talked to, they've come up to me and they're like, hey, we love this show. Like, it is so good. We love Stark, which is the character that I play. We love just the music score. We love the animation. It's 10 out of 10, like, top quality show. So that was a show that I got a chance to be a part of, and it was really cool because I wasn't expecting it. A couple other roles, Senta in Hell's Paradise, Leon in Trapped in a Dating Sim, Tokimitsu in Blue Lock, Temenos in Octopath Traveler 2, Sean and John in Shadow's House, Rashad in Beyblade, Cheetong in Heaven's Official's Blessing. The cool thing is all these characters are so different from one another. So it's really special to be able to jump into their shoes and play them and hopefully, the fans really enjoy them. I know I always enjoy playing them.
And where can folks find you online? Do you have a website? Do you have socials? Why don't you go ahead and list those?
So for me, I've got a Twitter. I'm at Dash Cruz VA. So that's DASH CRUZ. I had to think about how to spell my last name. DASH CRUZ VA. That's my Twitter. That's my Instagram. I do have a Facebook, but I'm not really on it. I would say that Twitter and Instagram are the two top social medias that I use, and that's where you can find me.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in today. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you.